Scorpio. I am Prince Scorpio. Follow me on Instagram, Prince_Scorpio13. Let's talk about Virgo season. A season we actually vibe with. We sextile to Virgo. My girlfriend is a Virgo. They can be overcritical, but they can be very maternal to us. Even in sex is just opposites. Don't get hung up on male, female. So these are energies that we both have in us. Okay. So here is a time for us to get to work. This is a good time to get to work. This is time to be critical of ourselves, not overcritical, not beat ourselves up. Often, what the Scorpio does, because of its pride, it stings itself before it will let its enemy kill it. Now, the tail of the Scorpio comes up around Libra and is hitting the heel of the Virgo. Hence, the Queen of Heaven with her head crushing the serpent. That the Virgo kind of does do that to us, but it's all for the greater good. This is definitely a death and rebirth time for us, something we know all too well. And this is like, as we go to Libra season, we're hurt there. And then we get to our season, bam, Scorpio, we're almost there. We almost made it through Leo season. We do not get along with Leos astrologically. No, we do not. We square, but through that square, we come together strong and whole. And then we're a lion with the wings of an eagle. That eagle that is the Scorpio. This is definitely a Plutonian time. But Pluto, our ruling planet, into Earth. Time for us to take. Pluto kills Saturn. Pluto's the strongest of all of them. And it's a small little one, dark, hidden. That's our creative power. We're water. Water creates imaginations, emotions. We rule that realm. We got Neptune in the middle, just went over the halfway mark. It's going reverse right now. This is your subconscious, unconscious, psychological stuff that you're going through. Do it with that Virgo criticalness. This helps. We keep this. This is something I've ignored and it's hurting me. I address it. I structure with this Earth Grand Trine. I plan. I do more to-do lists. I make affirmative affirmations using your magic, you great magician you, to control your death and rebirth, so that you're doing it to yourself, so that Saturn doesn't have to discipline you. Oh, Lord knows it hurts. I'm just got beat up by Mars in retrograde. Our other ruling planet. We're Pluto in retrograde, but now what happened is Mars goes backwards. It touches Capricorn, goes back where it's exalted. It loves to be there because then it could be a warrior who's like the disciplined warrior. So we had a chance to do that before. Perhaps we didn't do that. Now we're coming back. Bam. We're meeting up in Capricorn. We got the boss. We get our orders. And we go forward as a boss. We're right now, we're like bathing, getting ready to be knighted by Saturn. Do that magic ritual in your freaking shower with Jupiter being in our sign of Scorpio. That was also retrograde, and then it moved forward, and now it's gaining speed. Get ready. And then it's going to move eventually into our second house of Sagittarius, which is going to, bam, there we're getting our our comeuppance, the good part of it, instead of always the shitty part of it. It was a very powerful time for the Scorpio, but a very trial time. And we're going to have another wave of it as we're getting out of all this retrograde energy. And then we're going to go forward like freaking super eagle. I hate to use the image of the phoenix because the dark occult use it all the time. Look at that beautiful, red, passionate Martian together with Venus. Venus is going to come and it's going to spend a lot of time with us, going on retrograde, asking us to think about what we value is the best for us. And then, so right now we're still like that little one. And then bam, we bring these two opposites together. Our deep interior world that we're the ruler of. But now we have to use this energy with this grand earth trine. There we take the earth and water together, two complementary elements. That's why we get along, we work well in Virgo season. We get a little bit lost perhaps in Libra. But then we come and we're the freaking shining phoenix of October when the sun sets. When we dwell in the darkness. That's our home. Sorry. Accept your nature. And be that light in the darkness. We control the death and the resurrection. Alright, that's enough of astrology. Let's see what we have in the cards. Perhaps I'll do an extended astrological reading. Book a reading with me today. But we'll work out a price that you could deal with. Put you on a payment plan. That's me taking care of business. That's using that Saturn energy that Virgo helps us to get to. There's Libra. It's asking us to perhaps dip into that Libra energy or that Aquarius energy, really. That air, mental fortitude and balance and weighing and cutting through the things that have our scales imbalanced. This is that Virgo energy of collecting the harvest at the end of the season, getting ready for us to shine. So now we cut away the things that are keeping us from shining, bad habits, bad relationships, to ourselves, to others, to God. Controlling and mastering our mind. And along with that, our emotions will follow. Here's the good part about this. A time for celebrating. Oh, yes, this Virgo can be very serious. Look how serious is this. So balance that seriousness with play. Laughter, joy, smiling. Even perhaps when we're so mentally serious, we're a serious sign. Balance that out with love. We're also great lovers if our emotions are in it. Otherwise, if our emotions aren't in it and we're doing it, cut it off. Three's a crowd sometimes. You be mixing and mingling. You be in a freaking three-way relationship right now. And this makes it look like you're the leader of it. And this could be even emotionally. You can't serve two masters. Definitely can't serve three. But then we bring that three together into one. And we're whole. Spirit, mind, matter. We're the great alchemists. We're like the priest of it. Be careful not to drink too much. Lord knows is Scorpio next to the Pisces, maybe Sagittarius. 3 most likely alcoholic signs right there. Maybe Aries. But it's starting to cool down a little bit. Scorpios do not like the summertime. I'm trying to get in touch with the sun. My favorite part of the day is sunset. I bet you that's the majority of Scorpios. And we have a hard time in the morning with sunrise. I bet you we have the hardest time waking up in the morning getting going. But sometimes I'm a morning person. What do we have in our ground? The Queen of Pentacles, our Saturn energy. But bringing that maternal Virgo energy to the earth. We also have a karmic relationship with Virgo. And we come together, and then we go, and we become Capricorn together, bosses. Virgos and Scorpios make power couples. What do we have crowning us? We're working. We could be on the top of the hill, and we got haters that are hating on us. And these haters could be spiritual things, could be relationship things. It could be at the workplace, fellow workers, trying to get your spot, and you got to beat them haters off. Put your hater blockers on. Oh, we can't even see my flowers. They match my shirt, and I have flowers on my shirt. Okay. In our recent past, did we charge ahead? Not being balanced like this? See the difference? What are we doing mentally? In the past, it looks like we went forward, and perhaps we said something we regretted when Mars was in retrograde. Perhaps we hurt ourselves. Well, now we're making that right. Bringing justice, judgment, doing justice to ourselves. Then in our near future, our final card, poverty. Damn it. Being an outcast. A change of jobs. This has been a tough time for the Scorpio and the Scorpio ascendant. It's a karmic thing to be a Scorpio. But it's also taken like a big bite out of the apple. That made the fall even harder. But that's just so that we could go down into the dark and resurrect everybody. And to be poor in spirit, and to be humble, and not to be so prideful. You know, pride keeps us from being happy, from enjoying small things, from missing out on nature. Let's ask one more card to clarify. Let's actually shuffle. Because Lord knows I've been going through some poverty issues. And we talked about Jupiter going to the second house. But it's still got to go through our first house, which is asking us to be our best selves. Because if we get blessed with Jupiter in our house of finances and we haven't done the self-discipline work, then we're just going to go and spend it all on a freaking trip to Las Vegas and end up with a prostitute in the back of a rental car truck. With looking to hide a body, and you've got a freaking syringe sticking out of your neck, and the mafia stole all your money. That's the kind of stuff Scorpios get into. Well, let's learn this time. My dad says, how many kicks from a mule? I would say this is when you're going forward with too many projects. Okay, weed out the ones that aren't serving you. Weed out the habits that aren't serving you. I know it's going to be tough, but now with this earth energy, this is going to be really giving us a chance to like that Rocky scene where he's training and he's running upstairs. This is time for us to really self-care and to get to work. Put our shoulder to the wheel. No major arcana. This is nice. This is like, let the big picture almost take care of itself and just work on the kind of smaller things. Get grounded, get earthed up. We got all the elements there. If I could ask for one major arcana. Earth, Taurus, Bull, the establishment. I got it upside down. We are here to upset the establishment, Scorpio. But now's the time to do it and plan so that when we do it, it's done and we've already seen all the options and have already foreseen all the ways it could go wrong. And we have already set up full proofs for those in this season so that when we do go for the top spot, that it will be flawless. But that's not going to come without the work, without the self-work. And be compassionate to yourself. As often we get to the Virgo is the perfectionist and overcritical because that's a little bit of the sadisticness that we have in us. Don't be sadistic. But no pain, no gain. But don't self-inflict. That's the message. I don't even care what card this says. Stop self-inflicting. Grief. Good grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So like these things that are causing us grief, we put them into our lives to learn from them so that we can spiral up. We planned this life with the Creator before we came here together. So okay, let's put these things up so that we can progress this soul and the soul of humanity together. We have a very integral part of that. My precious Scorpio, I love you.